nice, huh?
Hello.
What time is it there now? Hello, 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 hello. How are you? How are you,
Hey,
Mr.
man,
Boss? Are you good, good, good,
No.
good? What is that light or sunlight? Is that light from the?
Sunlight.
Okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, we try to feel good, but yep, yep. Well, we'll go through more of that later as we.
How you been?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so engrossed now with you. Done. I'm almost at the finish line, so to speak. So that's what's keeping me busy. From the time we finished, well, we had our Toma sessions in what do you call this? In Messenger with Jerry Olino that one time, right? So I've been putting the channel, and so far so good. I've been learning how to download music, you know. So yeah, is my volume okay? Is it clear?
Sweet. Keeping busy. Your voice is breaking in and out, so I'm sorry about that to whoever's listening in. Deep Mystery, your number one.
Yeah. Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Clear now? Clear now?
much
Yeah,
better.
okay. I don't know. Well, that's another thing that we're experiencing here right now. Sometimes the internet connection has been weird the past couple of days. But yeah, how about you? How's it going? What have you been up to?
I'm still alive. We are good, happy. I'm in a small place called Goa, so it's a green zone. Beaches are beautiful, so it's not bad at all. Surviving.
Oh,
The liquor
good.
our friends, so they make sure I've got enough alcohol. So
Okay. No, well, we'll go more into that so that our other friends will get envious in a way. Yeah, no, I mean it's nice to hear that in some part of the world there's a green zone, you know. Although here, cocktail jockey Kayor asks, boss, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey, mega shout out to you, cocktail jockey.
Salute everybody who's coming on.
Oh,
Three people.
all right. Let me get myself a tonic water. I'm trying to fast out, detox a little bit.
I have to say it's great that you're calling me in from Philippines. For a lot of stuff for me started in Manila and Philippines, so I love that. I miss Manila a lot. I remember how they used to say back in the day, right? Always more fun in Philippines. So all the across Baguio, Papangas, and all of that on Bacardi. So much fun, man.
Yep. It's really epic. I mean, that's why I know you've been actually. Yeah, we've known each other since 2014, I believe. So a lot of things have happened. 14, 15. No, 14, I think. 14 or 13. So, you know, the gang has grown. I mean, those that were with you have their own, what do you call this? They are now in their own, what do you call this? They have their own way now. And some of them are already bartenders as well. So, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, man. Okay, so let me start this formally. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Toma Sessions Live with me, Richie, your host. And we'd like to welcome some of the guests that are here right now. For those who are not going to be able to catch this, there will be a replay, or you can watch it in IGTV, and we'll upload the video also in our YouTube channel, Toma Sessions. So today, as you've been hearing our conversation a while ago, today's guest is actually close to me. I consider him one of my mentors also. As I entered, I would say, the competition scene. No, I remember, to give an introduction. So I organized this seminar for university students by the university. And
Yeah.
of course, we did invite
I like
foreign
how not-
bartenders.
I like how
Huh?
what Richie means is he set up a training program for all the hotel schools across Manila, Papangas, and we would train in a week about 600 students on the beauty of
Yeah.
bartending and rum cocktails, and that was us doing a train. And the biggest one, I think, Centum and all of that, and the setup completely mesmerized me. And then we would go from there to another college, do a training, pack our stuff, drive in the night, get to another city, and do trainings. So I sometimes tell people that we covered in a week of trainings across Philippines. They would not believe me. It was good times. It was good times. That was a great.
Sorry, you broke up. Take two. That was what? What did
I was saying that was a great cocktail and rum initiative.
that was the start when we came and then we it's going on 7 years actually until this time. So we don't know what's next in the horizon for that one. But I mean, we've built a community. I believe. Oh, a shout out to Gia Bunat. He's here. You know this guy. Now he's a bartender entrepreneur. You know, bartender. Gia.
Yeah,
He was in Southeast Asia. And also, chef this year, Gelato, the foremost chef. Okay. The signal really is not that cooperative, but it will be okay. Alright, so, and it's nice to see him here and attention around and our be inspired. This is one guy who will really inspire us, especially during these times that the world is specifically important right now. Okay, let me give you a short introduction before we finally he is the first round, which incidentally featured like himself. And then favorite cocktail is Hotel Nacional, Bucare. General outlook on life. It should not be a journey to the grave, with the intention of arriving safely in an attractive and well-preserved body, but rather to skid inside. Go with one hand, the other. It's totally worn out. It's crazy. Right. But you're always, that's not something I think about. In the your talk. Okay, more on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry?
I can't hear anything. I just got the woohoo right.
Okay. This again. Is it clearer? No? Sorry? Okay, wait. Let me remove this. Okay, clear now?
It got a bit better, yeah. I think just type out the question, dude, and I will do my best to answer. There are
Alright.
four people here. I don't want to disappoint anyone.
I would say that's what I love about you always have that word of when you give your talks. So, okay, gentlemen, come all the way from India, the Prince himself. I bought no volume. Oh.
You hear me?
Yes. We do. Okay, wait a minute. I'll call you again.
Let me sign back in. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, that was Arijit Bose. I'm just gonna sign in. I mean, that's one of the normal things that we encounter whenever we do a live. Shout out to Gail Sotelo. Mega shout out to you. You're gonna be in Raptor. I saw your post of that. And Julie, welcome to you. So let's see if Ari will come back on a more stable, But for those who just joined, if you're not going to repeat this, we will stream this in shoot, and you're gonna watch this anyway in IGTV. Okay, now what's happening? Okay, wait a minute. Alright, so yeah, Ari left us. He'll be back again. He'll just try to reconnect. So, good evening to everyone. Shout out to Juicy Paul. Yeah, there is a lot of network issues. I agree 100%. And there he is. Okay, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. How's it? Better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, clear. Okay, okay, perfect. Well, there was a comment. There's really a lot of network issues now. So, okay, well, we'll try our best to keep this moving forward. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Arijit Bose. Oh, no, you got cut, man. Okay, you got cut again. All right, sorry, but this is beyond us already. Am I clear now? Is it still clear? No. Okay, it's breaking up. Okay, so yeah, no, we can do this. Of course, India and Philippines is not that close to each other, so this happens. So with one of our interviewees, okay, one more time. Let's do this. Skill Media TV, shout out to you. Okay. Clearer now? Hello. Clear now? Hello? Prince? Okay, I don't know why we're breaking up. But You're the one breaking up. Okay, wait a minute. Let me change. There. Okay, wait. Let's do this again. All right. Let's wait. Okay, there.
Better.
Perfect now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I switched networks.
Very good.
Okay.
Eddie.
So Eddie's here. Cactus for you. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you here again. Okay, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get another blackout or something, let's welcome Arijit Bose. Woo! Okay, so let's get to it, Arijit. So, yeah, tell us a little background about yourself. How did you start? You know, and what was the path like to bartending?
I mean, everyone would always say the path was difficult, working in but it's not really, right? You just step into one thing to the next. Like a lot of people, I did my hotel management. I was in hotel school, trained to be a chef at first. That's what I was really interested in. But I was doing this training at the Oberoi Hotel in Bombay, and I worked at the bar. The day I stepped in, I loved the environment. There were bottles everywhere. There was one bartender dishing out very basic drinks. You have to understand, he was just making Bloody Marys and mojitos, and very badly. But 20 years back, that impressed me. I was in love with everything that was happening. But I think what I really enjoyed was the fact that in the bar environment, when you're working in a hot third world country, air conditioning is very important, right? So there was proper air conditioning, and that's where you were working for about 14, 15, 16 hours. And the fact that like the kitchen where it was just a whole lot of men making food, which was very heroic. It was like the trenches, but in the bar there were women sitting there. You could have a conversation. I'd got a nice cute jacket. It was freaking fantastic. So I don't have a very soul-filling reason to join the bar. It was just the air conditioning and the women. And then I really liked it, and when I went back into college, I was like, I like beverages. I remember the drink also that I had for the first time that sucked me into all of this was a Baileys. Like nobody had spoken to me about it. And I was introduced to a B52, which completely rocked my world. And then when I went back, I read about it, which was very rudimentary. But back in college, there was not much education on bartending and stuff. And I somehow figured out how to learn more and more shit about it and kind of use it in my life. I was very good with the faculty, and they would give me this bartending small gigs. I would earn $10 for 6 hours of work, which was a lot of money if you were a hostelite 10 years back, and really enjoyed it.
Yes, that's
club like everyone does. There was a place called Agni, one of the newest nightclubs. I was a manager in training, learned how to make very shitty cocktails, which was a lot of fun. Did not learn anything about spirits, but learned how to take pressure on, work till about 5, 6 in the morning. The camaraderie was really good, and eventually kind of figured out how to stick with the whole bartending thing. Parents were not happy. My matrimonial value was zero. Like nobody's going to marry anyone who works in beverages in fucking India, right? It was considered a social evil. Yeah, man, I worked in that.
Yes.
Bombay, lost jobs, worked in a call center for a bit, but then got super lucky, right? 3 years down the line, I was in Bacardi as a sales rep. Worked that ground for a bit, and which taught me how to learn about beverages more than from a bartender's perspective, right? Not just the beauty and the that spirit came out of the unicorn's ass. You needed to know how to sell it, how to talk to people, business sense. I worked in marketing for a little bit, and 2006, 2007 is when the whole brand ambassador work around the world was popping up. Right, I was seeing people like Dimitri Lizinska, David Cordoba, hearing about them, and that life looked good. Like they were in three-piece suits, traveling around the world, had great budget, and luckily when I was in Bacardi, they offered me that job, and I was super keen. Bartender back in the day, they said, "Can you mix both of this and be a brand ambassador?" And nobody knew what it meant, but my job was to go India training people. Really enjoyed it. Worked with them for about 5 years, did some really cool things, and that is what opened up the whole traveling. And I traveled around the world. I used to went to Mexico, Italy, Spain, and a bunch of places, and started learning a whole new format of drinks. And well, I really started learning how to make drinks in 2009 when I met David. Right, till then I was making shitty drinks, and I learned how to make a proper mojito and a daiquiri. And the story that went behind, right? It's a very simple drink, but I never thought of it like that. I saw the Hotel Nacional for the first time. Then there was a drink called Daisy de Santiago. And everything that was about Cuba and how drinks came about. And nobody, you would know this, right? In Philippines, in Singapore, in Thailand, nobody spoke about all of this because we rarely had a nightclub market. So I usually tell people that though I got into the industry in 2003, 2008 is when I really started bartending and learning about it. Traveled quite a bit again, and eventually when it was time, I did stuff like handling Tomorrowland Bar with David, Frank Simmons, and guys. I used to handle a lot of bar competitions for Bacardi Legacy. I was part of the whole David Kaboom team. Met hundreds of people.
The Prince of Dam India by Daniel. Daniel is here.
Network so good. It's not because of my talent. I was just very lucky to be working with all of these guys who were competing, right? And they were super vulnerable when they're competing. No matter how big you are in the industry, you get jitters. And I was the guy taking care of the back end, so everyone's comfortable having shots with them. So it was very easy to make friends with all of these guys, and these guys still remember, right? It's something Dimi had told me, he read somewhere. If people forget your name, they forget who you are, where you come from, but they always remember how you make them feel. Right, so because of that,
yes,
really well, and worked at a few events, and life completely changed. Opened a small bar called PCO, and this is the time Sanjit from Bacardi got me into Bacardi Philippines and Thailand as a stand-in brand ambassador. That's how I met all of you guys. And on my birthday, 3rd September 2014, I got a call from 28 Hong Kong Street. So 2 people called me that day, Zenek Kastanek and David Cordoba, and said, "Would you be interested?" I said, "Fuck it, I'll give up anything that I have in India to be able to work at one of the bars, top 50 bars in the world, right? You don't get an opportunity like that." Ended up at 28, one of the best year and a half of my life. I went from having 70 bottles in my bar bag to 700. And everyone in my staff knew more than what I did. It was a great bar to work in. It improved my game, learned about spirits. That's where I learned a lot more about rums. In 2014, rums and gins and what's happening in US, what's happening in Europe. And then that's when the whole thing of eventually I want to have a spirit of my own came about. Till then, the list always is that you want to open a bar of your own. And that was for the first time that thing completely changed. And I wanted to have a spirit as well, or at least put a stamp on something that comes from India. So those things were brewing in our heads. However, there was a little bit of a mishap. I had to come back. And eventually, when I ended up back in Singapore because of Bacardi, I had a 3-month project as a strategy consultant. This guy called Julian hired me on Monkey 47, and which was supposed to be the best 2 years, which is the best 2 years of my life that I worked on the brand, traveled around Germany, Black Forest. It was a great company to work with. Got bought by Pernod Ricard, and during this time, the whole Lovers Rum thing came about. I shifted back to India. Love got launched in 2019. I have a company called Barback Collective, which we run. And yeah, trying to improve the scenario constantly in India. So yeah, that's the basic history. Been around, been traveling, making good drinks with a lot of people who've taken care of me. So
All right. And now you have Lovers Rum. No, but I have a question. Let's go back. So, in India, I believe. Okay, so when you mentioned that, okay, are you like a religious? You come from a religious clan or family. So, were you like a rebel at that time because you were a bartender?
I mean, we were in the capital city, right? So my parents are super. I don't want to say liberal, but they're super chilled out. So they are not extremely religious, but you have your tradition and practices that you take. We do come
Okay.
from a family, so all of those have been with us for 100 years. But they never pressed it on us. In fact, I joke about it. The only time I'm really religious is when the plane goes through a fucking turbulence. I pray to all the 1,000 gods, but other than that, I'm not super religious. But within the country, alcohol 20 years back was not seen as something which was super positive. This only happened in 2015, right? And people would generally drink at weddings, and they would go completely mental.
Ah.
But over the last 5-7 years, I've seen that trend change. People like to talk about bartending. They like to talk about drinks, seen as an art form. So it's been a good change. It's a good.
Okay. Yeah, in fact, okay, so why do you think a greater population of India want to be, do you have a big population of bartenders there in India? Because reason why I ask is, I would get some inquiries once in a while from Indian friends who want to be a bartender, wants to study here. But of course, I just say, come over, because I really don't know if it's legit or not. But there's been a lot of inquiries. So, are there a lot of bartenders or wannabe bartenders in India?
We have a legitimate on-paper population of 1.3 billion. Off-paper is probably 1.15 billion. No matter how you cut it, no matter how you look at it, number of states and places we have enough bars. So we have a lot of bartenders. And
Okay.
Philippines, right? Again, both worlds, but Philippines has a very well-developed hospitality education system. It does not have that, and people are trying to grab and grasp for whatever opportunity that they can get, and no matter what it takes, right? So they usually don't care about emotions and embarrassing themselves. They just put it out there. What they do not understand, that it's always not easy to get people into a different country. There is expenses, there's visa issue, and the fact that we have immigrated to so many countries in such large groves that it's never easy. So that will keep on happening. But Indian bartenders are extremely passionate, and because the way you're taught, you get paid pittance and you work like mad. So you will always get hardworking guys. They are not super well educated. Don't have a lot of. They are not super stylish, but they will work their ass off, right? And that's how I was trained back in the day. So there is a huge population, and they are very keen. And suddenly the market's changing, right? The market in India is changing because whatever's happened because of bars coming up, whatever's happening because of gin, and a lot of consumers talking about being bartenders now. So it's something that's looked up upon. So you will see that increasing a lot more. So there is a huge population. For sure.
Okay, all right. So, okay, again, just to welcome everybody who's here right now. I saw Dale DeGroff. I think if he's here, hi Dale, welcome here. And again, Daniel Nevsky and Eddie. Baron of Booze, Aldrin Ancheta of Shangri-La Backroom is here also. Hi Poch. So, and then to everybody, hello. Okay, so Bailey's was the first liquor you drank. So what was the first cocktail you made, even if it tasted like shit?
Oh, the first proper cocktail I made unsupervised was a Cosmopolitan, and we had a
Okay.
So we used to get a cranberry juice, which was a big thing. It had just come into the market in 2000. But if you looked at the packet, it was a mix of apple juice and some flavorings. So Cosmopolitan had come.
Okay.
The Sex and the City became big, and everyone started asking for it.
Yes.
To match. So that was the first proper unsupervised cocktail that I made, and I got paid for. Right, making cocktails is not the difficult part. Getting paid for it. So I got paid for making that drink. I got a tip because I made the drink strong. I remember the guy who I made it for, who he bought it for, and at the bar that I did it. So yeah, that was the first drink.
Okay. All right. My next question would be, so how was the shift from being a bartender to working corporate?
I think it was huge. Corporate is not easy because you have to have a specific number of degrees. It's not just sitting in a room with people. You have to know how to manage people. You have to understand timings. You have to work according to their schedules. All of that was a lot tougher, right? You had to wake up at 7 o'clock and be office at 9, no matter what you did the night before. So corporate and even the hotel industry kind of gives you a lot of structure. It makes you good at some things which are really, really good, but which we in the bartending system back in the day did not have, right? So all of us built corporate structure, how to talk to people, how to manage situations, conflict resolution. So it was not super easy. It takes some time to get used to it. It takes about 3-4 months to get into that system and play it well.
Okay.
For me, it was not super tough. What was difficult is I did not have a mentor. I did not have somebody who could guide me through it. It took me 3 years to find somebody like that who not from the bartending industry, but he slowly mentored me. And mentoring is just not telling you how to do stuff, but how do you dress up, what kind of clothes, how to live the brand, how to behave when you are sitting in a conference room. So all of those small little things kind of come in handy. And corporate is what built me up as a lot better beverage professional than what bartending could have.
Okay. Now, how about the shift from one brand to another?
Mhm.
So how did that, how was the transition?
So, I mean, that's a super good and super interesting question. Transition is not difficult, right? But you have to go through the whole process. You have to start. When you first get the job, right? You realize, holy shit, this brand is paying me money. So you go all in, right? Like I did with Bacardi. There was no other rum that existed for me. Bacardi is paying for my travel. I still, no matter how many good rums I've moved to, I would never badmouth Bacardi because of what they got to me. As in what they built for me, right? All the traveling, whatever money I get now.
Yes.
All the love Bacardi showed me back in the day. But then you also realize that you be open to other brands in the market. You cannot just be a one-hit wonder or a one pony. There are a lot of other good stuff, liquids which exist. They have their stories. So you have to know how to be flexible. Again, at Bacardi, I learned that part because I was working with 7 different brands. So I had to switch off Bacardi, which was a different level, which was a different market, and then go up to a Grey Goose. And when you're talking Grey Goose, the suit that you wear is very different. The language that you speak, the kind of cocktails that you make is very different. Then you dial it back down to a martini. So it keeps on changing, and you have to know how to go between all of those brands. So I learned how to make myself flexible, and I never compete. Whenever I do trainings, it's not competing and saying one brand is better than the other. They all have their place. They all have their beauty. You have to know when to open up to what, right?
Exactly.
And that's why it was easy for me to transition. However, having said that, when you work as a brand ambassador, I've done it for about 7 or 8 years, you also need to know how to transition and pick up brands based on what you like doing. So initially when I picked up the job, it was because they were paying me money. Now when I pick it up, it's a brand that I have to believe in and I like. It's something that I don't mind drinking on a day-to-day basis. So even a lot of people think I went Monkey 47, but lucky it's not that. Monkey 47 was made on a molasses base, which is what is used to make a lot of rum. So for me, there was was a connect, and I was always surprised on why Alexander Stein used molasses. So I got into the company, learned why that happened. So then you transition, you learn about the gin, and if you learn how to sell gin, you can pretty much sell anything, right? And that again, so rum, I can move into selling Amaro, anything. So I built up my base, and the basics allow you to transfer between different brands and different styles of drinks and know how to use. If you're working with Amaro, you have to know how to make cocktails and how to make highballs. You have to know what a hanky panky is, or what a boulevardier is. I mean, not a low alcohol, but what an Americano is, so on and so forth, right? So that's how you stay flexible. You need to know the brand, and once you learn that, it's very easy to transition to different things.
Because you've been okay. So actually, if you notice, now my question would be, how's the transition now from being a brand ambassador to being an ambassador of your own brand? I think that's the epitome of how do you call it? Of the ladder when you're talking about the brand, because now you own a brand. So how does that? Can you tell us something about how that works?
It does. It was good. So basically, everything that I've done over the last few years builds you up to this, right? When I was in sales, what I did in marketing, whatever I learned about branding plus making things, and talking to distributors, all of that builds your base up for owning your own brand. And by no means is owning a brand easy, right? I am not a liquor producer, right? It's something that we did at a whim, and we wanted to show that it's possible for bartenders to do it, but it's a completely different mindset. So you have to work towards it, and there are different things, right? Currently, because I'm in India, Lovers is one of the many things that I do, right? It's not, we want to be able to be in a position where I can take over full time and be in the company and the salary comes up, but simply as of now, the business does not work like that. So while I'm in India, I work with a lot of people. You have to know how to negotiate those work. And you have to be very upfront with whoever you're working with. Like a lot of rum brands might not want to work with me because I have Lovers, but some do not care because they see the larger picture. So they see a lot of in working with someone who's working with a rum brand of his own. So you have to keep all of those things in your mind. Also, there are times that I get excited when I see a brand and I want to get it into India, but then I have to hold off. Because I have to remember, listen, I have a brand of my own, so I cannot contradict or I can't do all of that.
Exactly.
Be conscious. I have a partner, which is David, who is in Malaga. We never want to be in a situation where he gets upset or this is happening or I seem like somebody who's not loyal to my, right? So you have to negotiate your way through it and find out what's really important and make that your focus and priority. So when I'm turned on to Lovers, when I'm traveling, it's only Lovers. Get that in the market, get that in the bar, drink it with a few people. Other times, it is you come back, you switch on to working with other people, which is not about representing, but helping them. There are a lot of craft brands which are coming. So you just need to know how to keep things balanced with the people that you're working with. I always find it's easier to be upfront with people. Tell them beforehand, this is all that I'm doing. Are you okay with it? Which is easy for people, and so that you can transition between brands and between working for other people and having your own brand.
Okay, nice. So transparency is really the key. I mean that's one thing I also observed about you and the others. I mean, even if you have a brand, basically. You are Arijit, not really a brand, but you are your own brand. So, okay, let's talk about your relationship with David. I mean, it's so solid. I mean, you're like Batman and Robin. You're like Tom and Jerry, so to speak, no? So, how did that blossom? Although I did ask, you were there during my interview with David also, but could you tell us from your perspective, how did this relationship blossom?
Dude, David's Okay, so I'll give you a caveat, right? It's not that me and David don't fight, that we don't agree on, but some of the foundation of it is set. I know him. I have known him for a very, very long time. When you're building a brand, you go through trying times. But I met in 2008, 2009 in Mexico for the first time. I was super quiet because it was my second trip outside of India. All the bartenders that I looked at, they were all good-looking guys, very good communication, knew their drinks. So I was feeling a little bit, shy. I was not out there. I was not super open. They were talking about daiquiris and Daisy de Santiago's. I had never made them. So I felt, okay, I need to be in the back end. But it was amazing how that whole group was more like a family, and came from David really handles people, how he talks. He looks, he's
Okay, come on. Don't break up. Hey, make a shout out to you guys. We're just waiting for Arijit. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So when I all of that, David was really good in getting me and a few other guys as part of the group, right? Making sure.
Okay, yeah.
Check. Am I back?
Check.
Sorry.
Yep, yeah, man.
So through that whole trip, David was really good to me and got me, and we were drinking Bacardi 8s, having fun, and I got normalized. But on one of the nights we were out partying, we got back home, and I thought I'll just check my ticket to go back. I realized my flight was leaving at the very moment I was reading my ticket. So I'd completely messed up the day. So I called David at 12 o'clock, and his only thing was, bro, you did so well. Like, yeah, man, flight's gone. And it was amazing. David cancelled his next 2 days, whatever he was planning, and just spent it with me. Took me around Mexico. We had the most amazing meal. And India was, after that, I came back. India was not part of the global Bacardi picture. It used to run separately. David spent his own budget to come to India thrice to help me with the Bacardi Legacy competition. And we used to have like 200 eating, right? So that's a lot of drink tasting, and India was just a difficult market, right? Went to bars, and you did not have a lot of fancy places. Champagne was really expensive. However, David did not care. He just came because I was there. He was like, bro, I'll help out with whatever you need. So he made 3 trips and eventually came for a competition and really supported me and propped me up. And when I was leaving Bacardi, he was one of the only guys who said that, dude, don't leave. I'll take care of you. Like, just hold on. But then I was like, nah, I'm done. I've done 4-5 years. I want to try and see if I can survive in the market alone. And while I was doing that, I opened my company. David came and said, listen, I have a project for you in Puerto Rico. There is no money. Can you come and help out? I said, Puerto Rico? Fuck yeah, I would do it. So I went to
Yes, of course.
We handled the Legacy competition final, which Shingo Gokan won that year. And David was super happy with me, and the subsequent years, I was always part of the team. And you have to understand, it's a big thing, right? They could get people from America and Mexico far better than me, but I would fly from India every time to do this.
Yes.
That's a lot more budget going out. That's when me and David really bonded. We always wanted to work together. And eventually we did in Singapore. It's remained, we have a lot of, he has shown me, I love the Latin culture and what he represents and how he likes drinking. He built me up and has been a mentor. And that kind of translated through when we were coming in to make come. Right?
Nice. It's good.
But all of it looks, like I said, yeah, the friendships are there. We have our trying times as well. We fight, we argue. But overall, it's a good relationship and we've survived it. So cannot complain.
Yeah. No, that's why. I mean, I imagine for a time that when you did you were with Monkey 47, and then David is doing something, I think, in Singapore, but just like that, boom, you're back together for Lovers Ram. You know, it's really good to see you two together again. So. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the love team, no, so to speak. Okay, Captain Man, guys, thank you for this, but I have to run. Great story about the Arijit. Hey, love you, Daniel. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Hey, you have a great Instagram also. Instagram story, Daniel. I love this article always. No, funny guy. Okay, so Arijit, so. Do you still think of putting up your own bar someday?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we are working on something. I can't talk a lot about it. It's just I moved cities in India to be able to do that, but now COVID's here, so we'll see how it goes. So definitely, bar is the holy grail, right? You definitely want to bar, and no matter what you do, it's one of those things. I think I'm ready to get back into. I have done my now, settle down and make something work. I did do PCO some years back, which was a lot of fun, and now it's time to do something which is very relevant 2020. So we'll see. Working on it.
All right. Looking forward. Let us know. Okay, so now let's go to a more present situation. So, how is India from the time that we had our last messenger chat with the boys? So how's the situation now? How's the bar scene? Let's talk of the bar scene.
Bar scene is still bad, man. From the last time we got nothing's opened up. Even in Goa, most of the bars are shut. Though we are a green zone, you can order food. There are some places you can go in and do dine-in, but you can't get alcohol. So, which is still a bummer.
Okay.
It's a very bad scene. For people that I have spoken to, the assumption is by December, January is when we will start going towards normalization. If nothing awkward happens, so it's a bit of a situation. We see how to handle it. Because of it, there are some good things which are coming up. You see a lot of bartenders and bars pivoting. So home cocktails are becoming really big. People are making premixes and sending people's houses, and cocktails being made with it. The government has come forward and reformatted a few rules. So now you can pick up beer growlers, go to your favorite craft beer bar, fill it up and bring it back home. So one or two things happening which are good, but overall it's very bleak, man. The situation's bad. We see what happens through December. Like this year's fuck. FNB.
Yes.
Yeah.
But okay, talking about that, I mean, so but what's a typical Indian bartender into? How do they get by? I mean, are they also into online selling like what we do?
No,
how do they hustle?
You're not allowed. So we are not allowed to do cocktails and sell it to homes. It's illegal. So even they're doing, it's not a lot of money. Few bartenders who are super active are trying to build up their social media and stuff. Some are trying to do off and on. Like if it's a 5 or 6 people gathering who need a bartender, they are making like $20, $30, $40 odd from there. Few of the bars are taking care of their staff. Whoever's working, they're not paying all the money, but some part of it. Not all of it, right? So it's bad. But there are some success stories. Some guys who are making out cocktails and stuff and making sure that they're super active on the zone. So when things open up, they will kind of have bigger names and more money to make.
I see. Okay, so let's go to you again. So what's a typical day like for you on this thing that's going on?
So I think somehow there's not a lot of physical labor, so I do get to spend time on myself, go for a little bit of a run, keep jog whenever I want to. A lot of Netflix and PlayStation, but in the it's riddled with Zoom calls. So you have to schedule for Zoom calls, have conversations. People, what I would say is good is people are still very hopeful. At least in India, people are still thinking of businesses to set up. So they use people like us as as a good
Consultants. Or,
Right.
yeah.
yeah, as consultants for you, and you sit in on those meetings, come up with ideas and how to improve that system. So yeah, a lot of helping with that. I set up a company with Pankaj Balachandran, who's a Monkey Shoulder brand ambassador for India. Another company called Countertop, which is going to specifically help a little bit more towards improving bar systems and stuff in India, and trying to help and incubate a lot of bartenders trying to do new things. That takes a lot of our time. A lot of brands want pictures and images that they want to put on their social media, so you have to set that up. I am horrible at it. My partner Pankaj is really, really good at it, and we still figure out how to build that up. And last but not the least, helping a few people build up their brands. And we also opened something called IDCA. It's India Drinks Culture for that we or advisory that we formed in India. It's a bunch of us who own bars, own brands, have been in the system for 10, 12 years. And our job just to, in as easy a word I can, cut the bullshit. So in India, you have a lot of crap that's going on. So if you want to launch in India, who do you talk to? How do you talk to them? How much money that you require? So we make sure everyone's interests are safeguarded. It's a pro bono effort. So for example, if you wanted to get, say, Don Papa into India, you might go and talk to a distributor who might not give you actual information and try to get more money out of you. Our job is you will talk to us, you'll find out what's happening in ours. What's happening.
Nice.
Who are part of it as of now, who will give you knowledge based on their vocation and where they come from. So
Yes.
So slowly, hope, and it's pro bono, right? There's no money to be made, but I think it helps the Indian system a lot more. And the guys are solid. It's good information that goes out, and yeah, that takes a lot of our time. So yeah, you make ourselves aware wherever that we can help. I am trying to learn new skills, trying to learn how to make aero modeling planes, learning tricks that I can nephew. I'm learning how to skateboard. So nothing. I'm not trying to be an expert at anything, but yeah, just keeping myself busy, staying happy. Being you know. Just focusing on not being constantly traveling or constantly being in agitation. I'm learning how to chill out. Anyone who knows me, and this is a guy called Jamie Mack who knows this, he said, you must be enjoying this a lot. I said, yeah, I love it, man. I always wanted to retire. But he's it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
This is only because I am single and I don't have a family to take care of, so I can do that. But for everyone else, it's important that you stay on your toes, get that money coming in, and keep people, take care of your own and your family. So yeah.
Exactly. Yep. The singles lifestyle. Oh, shout out to Min Drinks. Hello, Bossy. She says, guys, if you have
Taika, that's the first proper bar that's come on the top Asia list. So they're very good people. It was my drinking hole when I'm in Delhi. Very good place.
Okay. Wait, we're gonna be cut off in 10 minutes, but before that, we will reset. My next question would be, so what's the Barba Collective, by the way? I keep on hearing that also in the circuit.
Super interesting story. So when I finished 28 Hong Kong Street and I came back, I was in India for 6 months. My partner had opened Perch, and we were helping out and being there, and we hung out there. One of the guys was a wine sommelier who'd gone to France and learned. Perch was this wine and coffee bar, and the idea was to make wine accessible to Indians. So in India, taxes are high. So if you go to a 5-star hotel, you pay about 200 Sing dollars for a bottle of average wine. Right? So their idea was that available at less than 60. Plus have good coffee, good food, very easy, not loud music. And a lot of bartenders were from our system who always hang out there. Anand, who used to work there, was developing his own first Indian craft chain. There was a guy called Pankaj who used to work in hotels. And what we realized is that after a point, you're just sitting in the bar. We have a lot of time. and because you have so many people working with you and for you, you really don't need to be there. So we wanted to utilize the time, and so we opened Barback Collective as a way of deploying trainings and brand ambassador work into the market. So which was more like a part-time gig, which basically means a brand like Diplomatic or Monkey Shoulder did not need to pay a lot of money to get a single brand ambassador and pay insurance and phone and stuff. We would train the guys and build up, and including me, we would be brand ambassadors on hire. So you pay as you go. So which was a great system. Eventually we started getting consulting gigs, which was not our number one priority. But people started paying attention and they were happy to work with bigger bar counters, better systems, spend money on it. So that's what helped Barback Collective kind of grow more and more. So basically 4 of us using our free time to create interesting proposition. And we also ended up running the first Gin Sling, which was the Gin Festival. But the idea was to make it extremely accessible to people. You will have gins like a Bulldog, a Greater Than and all. You will have 4-5 drinks. It was like a picnic format like you have in Australia. And you wake up like, without spending too much money. Like you see your bill. So we did it with a swimming pool next to us, dogs and babies allowed, come chill kind of stuff. So we wanted to get into that whole, instead of just doing promotions, we wanted to create a drinks culture. So that's what we kind of got at.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool with alcohol, as we like to say.
Exactly. Cool by the pool with alcohol. Okay, so my next question is, okay, let's go to you being a manager, because I remember you used to manage also a couple of bars in New Delhi, right? If my memory serves me right, yeah. So how are you as a, what are your pet peeves? Behind the bar?
My number one pet peeve is when you enter a bar, you don't get a glass of water in the first 30 seconds. So if somebody does not give somebody a glass of water in 30 seconds, it just completely drives me nuts. So it was something that I would always tell anyone that I work with, that make sure water is there. It was something that used to happen at 28. We live in a hot climate, right?
Yeah.
I think the second was, and in fact we work, it's going to sound very awkward, but one of my friends has done research on it as well, was body odor. Because you're in hot climates, and if you want your bar staff to do good work, they need to be able to take a shower before shift. So we try to talk to as many people and say that, listen, we have to figure out how to do this. Body odor is a big thing in hot countries, and you figure out. So the grooming, if I don't see grooming, it kind of gets on my nerves.
Yes.
Tells me what else. There was one, I did not have that peeve before, but it developed because of a guy called Nicholas Quattreville, who used to work in Leglon in Singapore. If he ever to a bar and saw bottle labels shifted and not properly facing forward, he would just get super irritated. Caught me out a bunch of times.
Okay, so now welcome to our second part of Toma Sessions Live with Richie, and we are together with Arijit Bose, co-founder of Lovers Rum. Welcome Ryan. So you can catch the first part already in IGTV, so feel free to watch that. We so far had a very insightful interview with Mr. Arijit. And yeah, we will try to conclude this as soon as he gets in the set with us. Hello Ryan. Well, Jake Cool in the house. Kamusta Jake? How are you Jake? Kompleto na ang mojito lineup. Bounce back ka na. There you go. Okie dokie. see? My welcome back. Welcome back. Correct. Judith is the name. Payment is the game. Okay. Welcome back, Karthik Bar Life. We're just waiting for the boss to Bar Life, welcome, Gara Sabrine. Okay, oh, he's got cut again. It's okay. We'll wait for him. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for viewing us here on Instagram. Please do check out our YouTube channel called Toma Sessions also. And well, hit the subscribe button if you're able to watch it. It is a totally bartending filled channel. Now let's get the boss in again. There you go. Hopefully, you're good. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you were able to be you were able to finish your statement. So actually, maybe a little prediction. No, what do you think things will look like in the next few years or next year?
If you predict, you have to predict according to the country that you're in, right? What stands true for India is very different for what stands for Philippines. Labas Filipinas and all that. But if you and what Europe is very different, America is very different. I think I can speak best for where I come from, right? The market is completely gonna change how we do service. Health and hygiene are going to become a lot bigger than what they were before. Right? The Asian countries were anyways far ahead. So markets are in no matter what you do. We will have to have a separate amount of COVID training now before we can even get into the bar. Right?
Yes.
That is everywhere. We are working with a company called SpeedX Bars in India, which only develops bars into like, it's a very small thing that we are doing that everyone should kind of try and do, is we are getting in UV systems like what dentists use to sanitize their utensils. So maybe put that into the bar and make sure that everything is clean and sanitized when you're getting into it. Business plans will completely change. Like
Yes.
before, pay the kind of rents that we were doing, trying to get the best ice machine, get best alcohol, that was dependent on the number of people who would come in the bar.
Yeah.
On a basis, right? So now if you cannot increase those numbers, if you can only have 30 covers, every month you don't have money to spend. So everyone's return on investment has gone from 12 months, 18 months to 24, 36 months. So it's going to be, if you thought getting in new equipment was difficult before, it's going to get a lot more difficult. However, I think humans are very resilient. The F&B industry is very resilient. We will bounce back from it and figure out how to capitalize on the system. I just predict that we will see bars with a lot more space, and nightclub business is going to kind of die out. Nightclubs will not be like they were before. A lot less people are going to open nights. Everyone's going to move into the kind of businesses that people like you, me, Singapore, and the kind of businesses that we like. Everyone's going to move into that kind of business. 30 covers, small joint, you can control it, you can sanitize it, your rents are not too high. I see us moving a lot more towards that industry. I also see a lot of home consumption. People buying,
Yes.
really good for brands because people will be buying them and taking them home. Everyone knows on how to make brownie.
Yeah. Aldrin says, thanks for taking care of us while we were in Mumbai. Hope to see you in Manila once this is all over. Well, yeah, but I agree with you totally. So things look bleak for Ringside, if you remember. You remember Ringside, huh?
But for the 9 people who have joined in, Ringside is a bar that we discovered. It existed in Manila for the longest time. I found it funny because it had something which was midget wrestling, and being 5 foot. Eddie, I'm glad you're here. So just for you,
Hey, welcome back, Eddie.
So, this was about 8 years back that we found ringside in Manila, which allowed midget boxing, and you could get a massage while you're sitting inside. And it's the funniest thing in the world. And every time I would go to Manila, it was a thing. It was a dirty joint, but we would just take people there. I have even done a guest shift at ringside.
Yeah.
Working women and midgets hitting each other. I was invited to be a rep for one of them. I remember when I went with Monkey 47 once when I was in Manila, and I was taking a few guys to ringside. They made me go behind the bar, and I made some 20 margaritas for everyone, for the working women and the midgets, and then they charged me for it. So it was the most expensive guest shift I've ever done.
Guest shift. Fun times, man. Yeah, man.
Contact. So if we bartenders think our lives are tough, I think the prostitution industry and the working women industry got a lot tougher than us. Their industry is screwed and they can't go out and But yeah, I think they will deal with it. Yeah, ringside was fun. You know, the other bar which was really funny in Philippines, and I did not know how big this was, the Hobbit House.
Oh yeah.
In
Boracay, yes. It's actually, well, the owner passed away already, so I don't know if it's a relative or they sold the franchise. But yeah, still there. Yeah, good times, man.
Who was walking around with an ashtray on his head and dressed like a hobbit and passing out beers. Completely freaked me out. I love Philippines, man. The kind of stuff. Anywhere in the world, anywhere else in the world, people would go nuts. But Philippines, all of that flies. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Was Blind Pig, and the fact that which was a speakeasy, one of the first speakeasy bars in Manila, and they had the most amazing shepherd's pie. You had to call them 45 minutes so good.
Yes. It's still open. It's still operational. Joey Sardinia is still working for them, and
ringside is so big now. All the bartenders go there. It's like going. It's part of the whole cocktail segment now. Everyone.
Yeah. Hey, Lord Sunday says, Richie, you have Cruz in your name. Can I have a ride? Yeah, sure. It's my last name, actually. But you're welcome. Malikab Kabatyaj. Hi, welcome. Okay, so let's do a game. It's called the Fast Talk. So the Fast Talk is actually, I'll ask to a question, and then you just answer one or the other. Okay, so let's start.
Okay.
Red or white?
Shit.
Red or white?
White.
Okay. Next.
White.
Still or sparkling?
Sparkling. Small bubble.
Yeah. Next. Sedan or SUV? Sedan or SUV? Sedan or SUV? SUV. Okay. All right. Next. Yes. Next. Plane or ship? Plane or ship? Plane. Okay. Next. Lager or ale?
Lager.
Okay. Last question would be rain or sunny?
Rain.
Okay. All right. So with that, maybe you can give. I think that's it. We've covered a lot. This was a very insightful and inspiring session with you, as always. and well, we have a lot of friends who are tuning in right now. Some Filipino friends also that you've met along the way. Maybe you can give us final words of inspiration or wisdom.
What does Malaki Titiko mean? Saying,
Okay, oh, yeah, you can't forget that, no?
I don't, dude. I have always tried to. I am not an expert. I am not a senior. I'm just a guy who's trying to exist in the whole bartending world. It's getting faster and faster. For people who are becoming seniors, one thing that you will notice is everyone who's coming up in the new bar system, they are super good. Their skills are a lot more. So don't get stressed. It's okay. Try to help them out a little bit more. Find out how you can work them better and better. Making brands is going to become the new I want to open a bar. So make sure that you learn your skills, read the bottle, see how things are being produced. And yeah, always, last advice is always be ready to pivot. Things like this, if the one advantage what COVID will teach you is that nothing is final. Things can go, things can become really fast. You've got to be ready to pivot, and you gotta hustle. So keep that hustling spirit. Don't depend on other people to improve things for you. Just make sure that you come to a level that you can do it yourself. That's what people. Nobody's sitting around to listen to us bitching and moaning. Right? It does not. I am sick of listening to bartenders talking about my guest said this, my guest did that. This is the reason we took this job, right? To handle all of it together, fun while we do it. Don't become too serious, and yeah, be a good hospitality dude and keep doing what you guys are doing. This too shall end. It'll be a much better time to work in the liquor industry in the next coming years. It'll be good times, and I hope to see you when I travel there. And
Yes.
Never say no to shots.
Oh yes, for sure. By the way, I forgot to ask you this. What was your favorite food when you were here? What is the food that you remembered eating while you were here in Manila?
There was a lot of stuff. See, everyone said that lechon was going to be really, yeah, I do come in a small package.
Hello, Chuy.
So lechon was what everyone spoke about. But what
The big pig.
But what I really liked was the way you guys have your food with a little bit of soy sauce, lime squeezed in, and chilies, which was the favorite thing I took back. Then I got introduced to Army Navy, which was your burger joint, which has the best fries till date that I've had anywhere in the world.
Oh yeah, nice.
I went to was it Sarap or something near Fort Baguio, the restaurant with Filipino food.
Sarap.
Sarap. Was it Sarap? No, it means gravy, or it means in Tagalog it means.
Wait, in Baguio. Wait.
Fort Bonifacio, very close to the Bacardi office. It started with S. So best Filipino food that I ever had was there.
Oh yeah, in the second floor. We ate in the second floor. Wait, I know what you were talking about. It's Cabicera or.
It was on the ground floor by a Filipino chef, very close to the Bacardi office. Started with an S, and which means
I forgot.
Which was the best food I've had.
I forget. But yeah, we have a lot actually. In near Bacardi office, there used to be a Hungry Hound in Niner Ichinana. Now that's actually, I think it's a Japanese restaurant now beside Globe. And yeah, well, actually, there's a lot of bars come and go also in that part of Manila.
Nina Ichinana had a crab dish which was served in kind of a crackler with crabs mixed with mayonnaise and stuff. So three, four good dishes there. But that restaurant was the best restaurant I've been to. Like I said.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. Ito should know. Ito or Au should know that. Well, shout out if they're listening. But a while ago, I saw Ito posted something here on Facebook. But yeah, good times, Mr. Boss. It's really nice to have you here with us, and thank you. I mean, I'm looking forward to Jerry Olino's session here because there's a lot of things also that we can learn about. Okay, you're breaking up. Sorry again, guys. We're almost done. Actually, just party. Oh, we lost Mr. Boss again. Okay, one more time. One more time. One more time.
Day. It's been a difficult day.
There. Okay. Well, it's really challenging, no? It's the internet connection. I mean, not only there, even here. I remember I had just one final sharing. I was supposed to interview Ram Bishop. He's from Africa. But unfortunately, we really couldn't get things going even for 15 minutes because of the connection.
You're alive. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're fine.
Exactly. Yeah, man. There's still.
It's interesting times. But yeah, before we leave, I will tell people that I absolutely love Philippines. It's in my top 3 countries in the world, and a lot that I have in life is because of what I saw. People always ask me how you're so cheerful. I learned that in Philippines. It's the only place that I've gone, and I've gone to a grocery store and I see people, anytime a song comes up on the radio, they're singing and dancing with it. I've gone out drinking with Bobby, and Bobby would drink with us, and we've finished bottles with Bobby, Ito, and the rest of the crew till 5 o'clock, and they're in office by 10 o'clock. Jerry in Hong Kong, I've had the best times with him. So for me, Filipinos and Manila is very close to my heart. And
Yes. And Gab also. Gab, you know Gab, right? Gab Carlos of Panatan. And Yoma. Yeah.
The number of times I've been drunk and I have gone to Manhattan in front of people and said Masarap Titiko. They are like, what is but interesting. So Philippines is very close to my heart. I love Baguio, Cebu, everything that you guys give me.
Man.
So give hugs to people when you see them. Give them
Yes, of course.
Cannot wait to come back. There's a gentleman called John Go. I want to meet him there and have.
Yep.
And one of my favorite Filipino bartenders is Yoma, who I was able to steal from Manila and get into Singapore back in the day.
Yes. Yep.
Cannot complain at all.
All right. Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Mr. Arijit Bose of Lovers Rum. Hey, by the way, I'll give you one fearless. Time to promote Lovers Rum. There you go.
Yeah. Go. So.
All right.
Yeah, so it's a labor of love. We blended in Amsterdam, but the composite rums come from Barbados, Nicaragua, Panama, Guatemala, and Dominican Republic. It's not rocket science that we were coming up with it. It's all the rums that we used to like, all the countries that we used to like drinking, and we blended it together. It's based on tarot cards, and that's why the imagery. This will take me 1 hour to explain, but I will just say that the Lovers is all about balance. It's about everything that we have in life, the good, the bad, and how you move ahead with it. A well-balanced rum which makes a beautiful daiquiri. I will send Richie the recipe so that he can post it up. And the other drink that I love is the Hotel Nacional. You use a beautiful rum like this mixed with pineapple, apricot, shaken up. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you can make it at your bars or your home, please do so. I cannot wait to get this into Manila and drink it with all my buddies.
Actually, John Go and Simon Cott are two of the persons you should talk to her. I'll hook you up so we get that inside Manila.
I think they're doing great stuff for the whole rum industry. I know John Go just got Clarion rum and a few others.
Yeah.
For people in Manila and my friends who really want to get into rum, they are doing some serious stuff over and over. So stay in touch with them.
Simon Curtis. Yeah.
Clarion bottles, put some money aside. The Clarion bottle that John Go has, put some money aside and buy those and keep. They will become super expensive in the coming future. So
I believe so. In Buccaneers, you haven't been to the rum bar in Manila called Buccaneers, so it's actually good. They have a Clarion there. I was able to take a sip on around 2 of those Clarion bottles. So, yeah, hopefully, we get to see you and you see how it changed from the last time you were here. There were a few.
Yeah, Manila is amazing.
Yeah.
I started coming to Manila in 2012, and from then I have seen Manila it's one of my markets, right? It'll always be. I have seen it just grow because of all the work that you have put in, David Ong and the rest of the guys, stuff that Naina Richi Nana did, and everyone in the Filipino bar community did. That's freaking amazing to see. And now it's just amazing. I want India to be part of the whole Asian segment, like Manila became, right? So
Yes.
Curator was the first time that I had mezcal in 2013 or 14, I think. They had the
14.
just drives me nuts. And all the countries that I went to, the first mezcal I had was at Curator. And from there, all the bars that you have it's good work that everyone's put in. It's good to see.
Yes.
Hospitality crews, people in the world, again, most of them that I know, they come from Manila.
Yes. All right. Okay. So with that, again, thank you very much, Arijit. Thank you for spending time with us, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely, man. Anyone
Yes.
else has send me a link and we catch up soon.
Yeah, man.
Richie, thank you so much for having me, man.
Yes, anytime. All right. Just email me the recipe. All right.
Hi, Kunal.
Oh.
How's it going? Kunal is one of the most amazing photographers. We used to do a lot of events together. Recently had a
Nice. Hello, guys. Thank you for watching. You can watch the first part here on IGTV. It's already up. And we'll stream it again in YouTube, Toma Sessions. Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, again, have a good evening and see you next week. Good night.
Guys.